Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. I want to talk some boxing. Shout out to my homeboy, Just Mac Ray. We was having this conversation about Amir Khan, and he brought something to my attention. But I kind of talked about this with Amir Khan anyway. Like I said before, and I told people that style that Amir Khan had, I told you it wasn't going to fare well with him as he got older. And Amir Khan, whether he believed it or not, Amir Khan was thinking that he was a master boxer, and he really wasn't a master boxer. Amir Khan, to be honest with you, he was kind of one dimensional. To be honest with you, I mean, he was really kind of like a one trick pony. Basically, if he couldn't get his combinations off, then it was a wrap for him. Wasn't the best defensive fighter in the world. He just had a lot of flaws. If you timed Amir Khan, you could land something that could put his lights out. And one of his Achilles heels was that when he moved up in weight, yes, Amir Khan is a little tall for a welterweight, being like 5'10", 5'11". But, you look at his frail, his power just didn't carry. And it's not like he was a knockout artist to begin with when he was at the lower weight classes, but he had a little bit more power at the lower weight classes than he did when he moved up in weight. You know, Amir Khan only had like two stoppages, I think, out of 9 fights past 147. I think he had one. I think he had that one fight with Canelo, I think at 154. But Amir Khan only had like two knockouts, two TKOs, you know, and and it kind of reminds you of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather at 147 only had, past 147, Floyd Mayweather only had uh, three knockouts. And I mean, if you want to, and that includes Conor McGregor, if you want to count that, but technically it's on his record. It's on his official boxing record. So he only has. So Floyd wasn't a big puncher past 147. When he was Pretty Boy Floyd, whoo, he was getting people up out of there. And like I said, Floyd had hand problems. That's another reason why Floyd struggled to get knockouts, because Floyd could punch. Floyd could get you up out of there. When Floyd was at them lower weight classes, he had a high knockout ratio, which goes to show you that Floyd wasn't possibly a natural, real welterweight. And I guess you could say the same for Amir Khan, but it just looks that way. Amir Khan's power didn't not go up there with him, because if you look at Amir Khan's fights, Amir Khan wasn't really like doing much damage. I don't think he dropped Devin Alexander. He did, I think, drop Chris Algieri, but he was not a devastating puncher at 147. So that was his thing. He just didn't, his power, or what power that he had at the lower weight class, it didn't go up there with him. So I think that, and then not to go, and then not to mention his chin. Not to mention that he had a terrible chin. You just gotta be frank. You just gotta keep it 100. Amir Khan did not have a good chin. No matter how much he would try to tell the public and try to get us to believe he had a good chin. And that was the thing about Amir Khan. Amir Khan, he would go out of his way to try to prove what people suspected about him wasn't true. And he'd fuck around and go in there and get seriously hurt. Even though we knew he didn't have a good chin, he would try to fight like he did. And then he'd get nailed. He'd get seriously hurt in fights. And for the most part, the end results. Keep in mind, he's been stopped 5 times out of his 6 losses. Okay? I think Julian Jackson had like 5 losses, and Julian Jackson, all of his 5 losses, I think, was by stoppage. Yeah, he was stopped in every fight that he lost. What does that mean? Well, that mean he was kind of chinny. He could dish it out, but he couldn't take it. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out about Amir Khan. Amir Khan, he just never was a big puncher. He didn't have his power didn't go up there with him. So this is one of these things where he gave up something to move up. And let's just keep it 100. I know Amir Khan was saying that he thought he was worthy of Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, but at the end of the day, I don't know about that. I just don't know about that. And we can go back and forth about whether you think Floyd ducked Amir Khan or not. And I'm going to do a video addressing that because I'm just going to keep it 100. Some people ain't going to like what I have to say about that, especially Amir Khan fans. But anyway, this your boy Tam Biz. I'm out.